that will attempt to harness, analyze, direct, and develop these senses. But through this avenue of learning, of seeking, there will become a greater awareness of man's relationship to God, and this is as it should be. When this is accomplished, then the difficulties or confrontations that exist now between the scientist, between the psychologist, and between the minister will melt as the snow under the zenith of the sun, and all will lay aside their petty differences, demonstrated in the forth of self-satisfaction through expression of the ego, and all will discover quietly that each and every one have been saying exactly the same thing, only using their own terminology. Semantics will no longer separate these entities as more and more exploration is developed. See?
What is the best method or methods to develop or awaken our ESP?
This would be by daily practices of that of meditation and learning the language of the soul in that of the dream. Read ye the whole of the book of Revelations in that of the Bible, and know ye that the foundation of all that is given here was experienced in that of a dream or that of a vision. The visions will be entertained and materialized in that of meditation. The dream would be when ye enter that of the state of natural sleep. Either or both of these would be extremely helpful and the safest way of developing what ye call that extrasensory perception. See?
Are there any ESP techniques or games that might best be avoided? And if so, please explain what types and why.
Those that would allow another entity to overtake that of the temple, the physical form. There are those that are as the use of the pendulum, the automatic writing, the Ouija board, and other games similar to this that would allow the conscious mind to be quieted, but only to a degree, to the point where involuntary movements take place of these objects, bringing forth that of message. These are dangerous if used to excess. If used modestly as a form of game, of learning to lightly touch upon the innermost records of the subconscious and of the super-subconscious, then in this there is no crime. But those that would be excessive in the use of these particular objects learn to leave themselves open for sometimes obsession, sometimes possession. See?
Is communication with the Ouija board with our higher self or with other entities?
Usually with that of other entities.
Okay.
What is the ideal length of time to spend meditating daily?
This is a personal thing. For some, 2 to 3 minutes, morning and night, is all that's necessary. For other, 8 to 10 minutes. There are some that can enter the deepest of meditations while they are engaged in a conversation with others, although these would be more highly evolved or would have a greater perfection or control of the art of meditation. There are some that should enter it for long periods of time and seek complete privacy and utter quiet. For the most, that is the greatest food for the soul that man would ever know, as of music, should be incorporated lightly, softly, the lilting tones and the smooth flows of rhythms would be that would set forth the vibration whereby any could easily or more easily enter the deeper levels of meditation. This is a personal thing, but 8 to 10 minutes once or twice a day is enough. The danger in meditation is engaging in excesses, for if the entity does, psychosis will emerge, and the entity will gain not strength, but greater weakness. See?
How would you determine how much time would be sufficient on an individual basis, just by your feeling of the process?
Absolutely. If an entity is experiencing contentment in this life, then be satisfied with that ye are practicing. If ye are experiencing discontentment in your life, don't make the mistake that most do, which is to enter meditation for longer periods of time, Rather, the reverse is true. Enter it for shorter periods of time, and then the skies will clear for thee. See?
Okay.
How does one know if accurate information is being received through the sixth sense versus just an active imagination?
There is a simple process that can be utilized. As ye ask the question, ye have the answer at the same time. This is a simple technique that can be utilized. In regards to the furthering of this, it should be learned through trial and error, for every error is only to be regarded as an opportunity to learn to grow, to lay aside the negative aspects of self and learn to develop selflessness, you see.
In regards to prayer, are our prayers always helpful for others?
As long as you would understand what is a prayer and who has the right to say what or what not is helpful to others. Prayer is thought. Thought is real. Any entity is constantly thinking, even on remote levels, when they would enter the state of natural sleep. And thy thought is thy prayer. And what ye think about the greater portion of the day is always given unto thee. Many people think that there should be a special time devoted for prayer. There should be, the whole lifetime. For each entity is in a constant state of prayer, whether they are aware of it or not. What makes the difference, whether it be a fruitful life or not, is what they pray about, what they think about. For man is not a whit more nor a whit less than that which they think about the greater portion of the day. All prayers to this degree are answered. See?
Can you be more specific about what type of prayer for others would only be helpful and not detrimental? Is there a fine line distinction here?
The fine line is, what right would ye have to pray for another unless that entity did ask thee? Now, if ye are not asked, then simply ye are placing thyself in the role of judge, are ye not? But if ye are not asked, and yet ye would bring forth a fruitful prayer, then simply pray with earnestness that this entity be allowed to experience any opportunity that should arise before it. Now, this opportunity might entail ridicule, abuse, physical death, injury, or it might go in the other extreme. But it is up to the individual to determine for yet another what they should be exposed to in the way of opportunity. What would be a constructive prayer? Nay, this is an individual thing, for each entity has to reap exactly that they have sown. So, would ye not be impartial, but yet would ye not be loving? Pray that each be given the opportunity to learn the blessings that are of love. And then drop the prayer. Pray no more. See?
Along this same line, in attempting to aid others in using our ESP or sixth sense ability, when does helping others stop and interference begin?
Help is always there when it is asked for, and it is always interference when it is not asked for. See?
Thank you. Does the physical condition of the body significantly affect sixth sense abilities?